After 37 years of hard work, my company told me to leave. A younger employee said thanks for leaving, and an incompetent manager said it was just to cut labor costs. Later, the company received 49 calls canceling deals, and the CEO asked, "Who are you?" The truth is, I was. Emily sneered at me and said, "Thanks for quitting." I met her gaze, silently staring back without a word. "It's about cutting labor costs. We don't need a hag who exploits overtime pay at our company," she added, clearly pleased with herself. Tom seemed satisfied, too. A week later, I received a call from the company. As soon as I picked up, the president's voice came through the line. "Who exactly are you?" he demanded. I laughed mockingly at his words. "I'm Lily Johnson," I replied. "I turned 59 this year and have been working at this company for 37 years since graduating from college. Our company employs administrative scriveners, social insurance labor consultants, and tax accountants to handle clerical work for our clients. This is particularly popular with company presidents who run their businesses alone and lack time for administrative tasks. We take care of those tasks for them." I worked in the tax department. I had earned my bookkeeping and tax accountant qualifications during college, which is why I joined the company in the first place. Currently, I manage 45 clients, which keeps me extremely busy. Although a part-timer helps with the accounting entries, the workload is still overwhelming. However, I refuse to show any weakness. Our clients have been with us for a long time, and many have faced their fair share of hardships. Seeing them deal with adversity motivates me not to give up. So here I am, sitting in front of my computer again today. Lately, I've been troubled. Tom and Emily have been subjecting me to insidious harassment. Tom, who is 7 years younger than me, is the head of the tax department. He used to be just a regular colleague, but his attitude changed drastically 3 months ago when he got promoted. He used to speak politely, but suddenly he started talking down to me. "Lily, what are you doing? You've got some nerve slacking off during work hours," he'd say, always either sarcastic or complaining. "I'm looking at documents for tax saving strategies for our clients," I would retort, but Tom remained unfazed. "Just check the manual for that. Don't do anything unnecessary. And if you end up working overtime, don't expect to get paid for it." Tom glared at me, his words filled with disdain. Unable to respond, I turned to Emily, Tom's assistant. She chimed in, "Lily, you should work more efficiently. At this rate, you'll never finish. That's why you're still a rank-and-file employee." Emily laughed mockingly. I was the first to be offered the promotion to department head, but I declined. At the time, taking the head position meant more management responsibilities and less interaction with clients. However, this was an internal offer, so Tom and Emily don't know about it. "I'll make sure to complete my regular duties as well," was all I could manage to say. Still, Tom and Emily's harassment continued. "You're increasing overtime again? What a waste." Tom's angry voice echoed through the office. "Lily, cut it out. Your constant overtime is dragging down the whole tax department's performance." Emily sighed. The reason for yesterday's overtime was simple. Tom had accumulated a month's worth of declaration forms that needed to be filed by the end of the month. After work yesterday, Tom suddenly said, "Take care of these," and left several client files on my desk. I turned when I saw the files. "Wait, these all have deadlines this month, right?" I asked, confused. By then, Tom was already nowhere near. Looking for him, I saw he was already packing up at his desk. "I'm heading out." "Take care," he said, and quickly left the office. "Good luck." Emily followed Tom out, laughing mockingly. Unbelievable. I sighed and opened the client files left on my desk. Moreover, some of the files were Emily's responsibility. I sighed even deeper. I knew why Tom was harassing me. They wanted me to retire quickly. I have more experience and deeper knowledge of taxation than he does. So other members of the tax department come to me with their questions instead of Tom. There are other reasons why everyone avoids Tom. He looks greasy and unapproachable. And the only female employee who stays near him is Emily. Tom likes young women, which is probably why he wants me to retire, so the other female employees will rely on him more. It's such shallow thinking, it gives me chills. There's also the fact that he simply doesn't like me. Emily was harassing me to curry favor with Tom. Tom evaluates the performance of the tax department, so she probably wanted to undermine me to get a good evaluation from him. Anyway, I have to manage these declarations. Not only do I have to prepare the tax declarations for my assigned companies, but it looks like I won't be able to finish today's work, either. But if I try to claim overtime? I resigned myself to the prospect of unpaid overtime, knowing I'd only get complaints from Tom and Emily. Then one day I was suddenly called into the president's office. Our company had just undergone a change in leadership. The president's father, who had managed the company since its founding, had recently fallen ill and handed it over to his son. The new president had worked elsewhere and wasn't fully familiar with our operations yet, but he had little choice in the matter. "Excuse me," I said. As I entered the president's office, I noticed Tom and Emily were already there, both with unpleasant smirks on their faces. "Why are Tom and Emily here?" I muttered quietly to myself in this tense and strange atmosphere. The president spoke. "Lily, we'll need you to resign by the end of this month." "Excuse me? What do you mean?" I asked, my mind spinning. I've heard from Tom and Emily that you've been overbilling for overtime, the president explained. Other members of the tax department only have about 15 hours of overtime per month. But you're already over 80 hours. Don't you find that odd? Tom and Emily have zero overtime this month. Impressive, right? He looked at me sternly. The reason my overtime was so high this month was that I was doing Tom and Emily's work. But if I said it was Tom's instructions, it would make me seem incapable of managing my own time. So I just stated the facts. I haven't overbilled for overtime. It's a result of not being able to finish my work within regular hours. The president sighed deeply. I'm doubtful, but there's no evidence, so I won't pursue it further. However, we can't continue to employ someone who works that slowly. So I want you to resign. The president seemed to have made up his mind. I was being asked to leave the company I had dedicated my entire 37-year career to. I felt exhausted. No matter how much extra work I did, it was never appreciated. Instead, I ended up taking on Tom and Emily's tasks as well. Yes, I understand. I'll resign at the end of this month. I found myself saying to the president. I glanced at Tom and Emily, who were smiling smugly, clearly pleased with the outcome. After leaving the president's office, Emily looked at me and said, "Thanks for quitting," sneering as she met my gaze. I silently stared back at her. Tom gave me the same condescending look. We are cutting labor costs. We don't need a hag who exploits overtime pay at our company, he added, clearly pleased with himself. While watching the two of them chatter cheerily, I thought about the handover process and began creating the handover documents for all my clients. Of course, I didn't miss saying goodbye to the people I was handing over to. For the clients I couldn't meet in person, I sent letters informing them of my successor. A week after I resigned, I was finally relaxing at home. I had been busy with the handover until my last day and had been extremely busy even before that. A little relaxation seemed well deserved. Just as I was thinking this, my mobile phone rang. Follow us for part 2.